Hello YouTube, Helsinki Rocks AGF here with a big pickups video. As you can tell, I haven't done a video of any real length since October when I put out the flea market video. As for the next flea market video, I have it edited together. I just need to put subtitles and do some fine tuning to the editing, and then it'll be ready to upload. Unfortunately, I got a job, which is also a good thing, but it's also a bad thing for videos, and I work a lot of hours a week, so I don't really have much time. So that's why I bought this webcam and I got my microphone. So I'm going to do a quick pickups video. I'm going to probably do 3 or 4. One's going to be focus. One's going to be games. One's going to be like movies. One's going to be like anime. And one's going to be music. Just do them all. So if you won't want to see all of it in one giant video, you can just watch the one that interests you. The first one here is games, obviously, since that's what my channel is predominantly about. First up, I know everyone knows the Game Chasers. Been a fan since the very first episode. I got the DVD set. I have the bonus disc here for pre-ordering, and this is the actual DVD set signed by them. I was actually one of the first 100 people to get theirs in the mail, despite being one of the very last people to back it. It's a really good set full of all kinds of extra features. The commentaries are great. The cartoons, the Lost episode, all the documentaries. It's a really well put together set, and honestly, it makes me laugh out loud. Unfortunately, the third disc is only pre-order exclusive, so if you didn't pre-order it, you didn't get this. But it's a really cool disc. Really enjoy the Game Chasers, and I can't wait to pick up the season 2 DVDs. Now on to actual games. I know some of you saw that I got a Sega CD a while ago. Some of this I don't remember if I've showed off before. I may have, I might not have, so just bear with me while I figure that out. And if you've seen something, well, I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've done one, so I don't remember exactly what all I've shown. Some of this stuff that you're going to see me show off right now will actually be featured in the next pickups video, in the next flea market video. So you get a little bit spoiled, but it's okay. I'm going to start off with some newer games here. Animal Crossing: A New Leaf for the 3DS. I've actually been watching Chugga Conroy's Let's Play of it, where he did it for about, I think, 45 days or something like that. And I'd never played Animal Crossing. My ex was really big into Animal Crossing. I'd never played it before. But his video made me really want to check it out, so I bought it for 25 bucks at Walmart. And I've really enjoyed myself so far. I don't play it every day. I'm not quite addicted to it, but when I do pick it up, I always have a good time playing. I haven't played in a couple days, but I have a beautiful town ordinance, so my town shouldn't be too destroyed. Animal Crossing: New Leaf. I like it a lot better than I was expecting to, honestly. And next up here, we have Pokemon Y and the hardcover guide, which I wasn't going to buy because it doesn't have a Pokedex in it. But, back when the game was about to come out, I seen this on Amazon for like $7 or something, so I figured why not, it'd be nice to have. As for Pokemon X and Y, up until when they first announced it, I didn't really think I was going to like X and Y all that much. It looked stupid to me, like everyone was all impressed by the 3D gimmick, which is what I thought it was. And I just said, if the games are still basically the same as they were, they're still slow and clunky. I mean, they're still going to be fun games. They're going to be Pokemon. I'm going to like it. I'm going to play it. I'm not going to complain about it. But, it's still going to be more of the same, just in 3D. Excuse me for a second. Anyway, so I decided to pick it up anyway on release day. I wasn't expecting to. But I actually really ended up liking Pokemon X and Y a lot. I wasn't so much impressed by the big things as I was the little things, like your character actually bending over to pick up an item, looking down or kneeling down to shorter characters to talk to them. I really do like it, and I was really surprised at how much fun I had with it. Definitely one of the better games that's come out, in the series. I was very surprised, and once Pokemon Bank comes out, I might go back to playing it. But for now, I think I'm done playing for now. And then we'll go do some more modern stuff. I bought a bunch of PS3 games lately. This doesn't include my digital stuff. The only digital things I really bought, though, were the Sonic 3D Classics for the 3DS, which I haven't really played that much. I've done the first world. I just haven't been playing my 3DS that much. But anyway, on to PS3 games. Bayonetta, a game that I really love and I really suck at, but it's so fun, it's so good. I can't wait to get a Wii U and play Bayonetta 2. I used to own it, sold it, but now I have it again and I'm happy. Still haven't beat it though. Dead or Alive 5, I bought this on Black Friday. I went to GameStop and I was just expecting to get one game, which you'll see later, so I won't tell you what it is yet. And I ended up coming out with 5 games. I spent $60 and I was only expecting to spend 10 when I went in there. But Dead or Alive 5 I sold for $10 new, and I knew there was an ultimate version with some Virtua Fighter characters, which I really, really liked, but I didn't really want to pay, like I think it was $40 for those couple extra characters. It's a pretty fun game. I really like playing as Christy, but I haven't had too much time to invest into it because of work. Devil May Cry 4. Devil May Cry is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Anyone who's a long-time follower of my channel will know this. Last Christmas, my ex-fiance got me Devil May Cry HD Collection on PS3, and I actually went back and replayed through all those games. Had a really good time. Back when I first got my PS3, I did buy Devil May Cry 4, and I got stuck and I couldn't beat it, so I sold it. And then later on, I got an Xbox 360 and bought Devil May Cry 4 for that, and actually beat it on there. So after I sold my Xbox, I decided that one day I would pick up Devil May Cry 4 again, and I did on Black Friday at GameStop because they had a buy two get one free sale on used games. Now here's one that I haven't had a chance to even start up yet, but I know I'm going to have a love-hate relationship with it, and that's the new Devil May Cry. The only reason I bought this was because my friend has a GameFly subscription, and he's been a member there for like over a year now, and he gets like 10 or 15% off of used game purchases. And on top of that, they were running a sale where if you put in a code, you would get $5 off each used game that you bought up and through, I think, January 5th or something. So I had him order me a few games here, and I got this game, I think, for $8. And it's basically new, so I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I'm really interested in buying actually some of the DLC, the Virtual Downfall DLC, and some of the costume packs, maybe just to play as old Dante. But from what I played the demo, I mean, it felt kind of like Devil May Cry, but I mean, it obviously just wasn't quite the same. It's something I picked up on Black Friday that I didn't think I was gonna buy, and then I seen it for $10, and I was like, oh, why not? And that's the God of War Saga, which is all 5 God of War games that are out up to this point, like not counting like mobile games or stuff like that, but it's God of War 1 and 2 and 3, and then the 2 PSP games, Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. It comes in a pretty nice set, 2 discs. I wasn't expecting to pick it up, but I found it cheap, and I'm not a huge fan of God of War, but I like it well enough that I thought, well, it's worth owning. One that I was actually looking forward to for a while, so I got this game from GameFly for about $5 or $6 maybe, and that's GoldenEye 007 Reloaded. I really love the one on the Wii. This is like a slightly upgraded port, not quite a remake, but it's like a slightly upgraded port. It's basically the same game, but with the extra stuff added. I've only played a little tiny bit of it, but it definitely works good on the PS3. It's Call of Duty, but with James Bond, and I guess that's not really a bad thing. It's pretty good. A big one here, Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, up into the months leading up to Grand Theft Auto 5, my friend was hyped. Robert, the guy who's in the flea market videos with me all the time, he was hyped for GTA 5 beyond belief, and he kept trying to get me hyped for GTA 5. And I said, you know what, after 4 might have been one of the worst games I've ever played. It was so unfun, it was so boring. It was well made, but it was boring and unfun. And I said, I can't even care about GTA 5 a little bit. So he actually ended up getting it shipped from GameFly. He rented it for himself, and while it was waiting on it to get there, he just actually went out and bought it at Walmart on release day. So he let me borrow Grand Theft Auto 5, and I fell in love with this game. So much so that I actually had him buy it from GameFly, and I paid him for it. I'm right now sitting at 97.8% completion or something like that. I have 3 tasks left to do to have 100% completion. I will finish this eventually. I'm really close. Really loved Grand Theft Auto 5 way more than I ever thought I would, and the same goes for GTA Online. It's just a downright blast. Another Rockstar game, L.A. Noire. It's a really kind of, I've only bought it because it was cheap, honestly. I mean, the premise looks interesting, but I know all about the game and how it's actually a pretty flawed experience, so I don't really have high hopes for it. I played the first couple minutes of it, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it seems alright, but I mean, I don't know. I'll give it a shot eventually. I've probably talked about this game, and forgive me if I have, but Lollipop Chainsaw, I'll just keep it short in case I did talk about it before. I really like this game. I love how it's like just a love letter to old horror movies and horror movie tropes, B movies and stuff like that. Really fun. I like it so far. I haven't got very far. I've done 4 or 5 levels, I think, but I really like it so far. This was actually what I went to GameStop to pick up on Black Friday, and I don't know why I bought it. I've played it a couple times, and it's not bad. It's about what I expected. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale for the PS3. It's Sony Smash Brothers. As much as Sony fanboys try to say it's not, it is. Like, there's no denying it. It's not as fun. The characters aren't as memorable. So overall, it's just kind of eh. And $10 was really the max I was willing to pay for this game. If I ever get a Vita, I guess I could play it on my Vita. Same goes for this game, which I haven't had a chance to play. I love Sly Cooper. I've only ever played the first one. I have the HD collection of 1, 2, and 3. But I found 4 for $10 on Black Friday, so why not? I'm going to play it eventually. I love Sly Cooper so far, so... And here's a game that I've been looking for a while for the PS3. On online, it's kind of not expensive. Like I say, it's $20, which it's not expensive at all. But GameStop has it for $10 if you can find it there. And I found it, and they didn't have a case for it. And I said, well, let's just call this one the one I'm getting for free in the buy 2 get 1 free sale. And I guess I'll be okay with not getting the case. Anyway, so I went online to BRE Software, where they sell replacement cases, artwork manuals, stuff like that. And I got Wet case. And there's the disc. Paid $3 for the case, so with the shipping though, it was about $9, so it was basically about the same price as the game. But from what I hear, it's like a Quentin Tarantino video game basically, and that really excites me. I know it's supposed to be a really repetitive game, but I have a feeling I'm going to have a blast with Wet once I finally get around to it. And the last PS3 game I got was one I got on sale from GameFly, and I think I paid $3 or $4 for it. That's WWE 13. I'm a big wrestling fan. Everyone knows that. I don't really follow it so much right now. I'm kind of disillusioned with the product, and I'm sure soon I'll come back. But I got WWE 13, and I wasn't expecting much. The last when I had days off for New Year's, I had 3 days off. And I actually sat down and I beat everything in this game, and I had a blast playing it. I was really surprised by how much I actually liked WWE 13. Now, I'm not going to go out and pay $60 for WWE 2K14 or anything like that. I'll pick it up again, when it's $15, $20, but that's about it. Alright, some other stuff here. I got a Nintendo DS game my mom sent me, Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. And people's going to laugh and say, oh, it was a bad game, I didn't know BioWare could make a bad RPG, but, it's not the best game, sure. But I've played a little bit of it, I used to own it before, and it's not the best RPG in the world, but I'm having a good time playing it. Let's see, let me group this stuff together, because this is all stuff I bought from a bundle, which you will see in the new flea market video, so hopefully that doesn't spoil you too much. Alright. So I went to the flea market one day without Robert. I didn't have a camera on me. And I wasn't expecting to find anything. It was Sunday. They were almost closed. And I just went on a whim. I went the day before and there was nothing. Nothing I could even film. That's how little there was. So I'd expected to find nothing. As I was getting ready to leave, I heard Super Mario World. And I was thinking, huh. I heard the title screen music, do 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 do, and so I was like, "What is this?" So I went into this building, and there was just these people there with all kinds of games. They was getting ready to leave. They had all kinds of games, and I was walking around just looking, and then I seen Famicom or Super Famicom games, and I was looking at them. I picked up one. I seen they had Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Butoden 2, which was a Super Famicom game I was really interested in. I looked at the back and it was 15 bucks, and I was like, oh, I've only got like 30 bucks on me. I shouldn't probably spend it all on one game. And I was looking, they had Ultimate Butoden 3, Ultimate Butoden 1, Super Gokuden, all these like really awesome Dragon Ball Z games, and a couple other Famicom games. And the lady was like, hey, we're just trying to get out of here, so if you want, I'll sell you all those Super Famicom games for 20 bucks. And I was like, all of them? And she was like, yeah. And then I was like, okay. And then so I said, I'm just going to look around some more just in case there's something else I want. And I found 2 other games to add to it. I found Sonic and Knuckles, which I really want to complete, but when I tell you what I got for this you'll be surprised. And then I dropped Sonic and Knuckles. And I also got Monster Party on the NES, which I've heard Gaming Historian talk about, and I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I know it's one of those really weird, kind of like censorship-y games, and you can hear Sonic and Knuckles. So I got Sonic and Knuckles, Monster Party, Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Butoden, or I think they're Super Butoden, I don't remember the exact name, Super Tetris 2, Itadaki Street, I think this is the second one. Yeah, Itadaki Street 2. Super or Ultimate Butoden, I can't ever remember the name, 2. And then I also got, which I no longer have, and you'll see why when you get to the video from the flea market, Super Butoden 3, Gokuden, and a Sailor Moon puzzle game. I paid for all that 30 bucks. So I was really happy about that. I don't own a Super Nintendo or a Super Famicom to play them, but 30 bucks for, I think I got all in all like 9 games, and most of them were imports and relatively, not expensive, but they weren't like $1 games or anything. So that made me really happy, and I ended up actually selling 3 of them to Robert. So you'll see all about that in the video. We have some good stuff going on about trying to get a Super Nintendo to play them. We're nearing the end here. I know this is kind of long, but that's what happens. Okay, I know this was in the last flea market video. Sonic Adventure 2 on the Sega Dreamcast. Been looking for this forever, and I've never wanted to pay like 30 bucks for it like people are asking online. And I got the guy to sell it to me for 15 bucks, so I was very happy about that. Once I get Sonic Shuffle, I'll have all the Sonic games on the Dreamcast, and another game closer to completing my US Dreamcast collection. And then we got some 2 generation ago games now. Blinx the Time Sweeper. I already had this, but it was a Platinum Hits game, and I found this for a couple bucks, so I figured I'd pick it up and have a non-Platinum Hits release. I think this also might have been in the last video. If not, it's in the one coming up, and that is Resident Evil 0 on the GameCube. I'm not a big Resident Evil fan, but I got it really cheap, and I figured it would help me get into the series maybe. And then we have 3 Dragon Ball Z games for the PS2. The guy sold them to me for 10 bucks, a little more than I wanted to pay, but Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1, Budokai 2, and Super Dragon Ball Z. Like all these games, so I didn't have them anymore, so I figured, well, 10 bucks, more than I want to pay, but you know what, I'll pay it anyway. And then the last couple things here. I got a Game Boy Player disc. I found this at a thrift store for $1. The disc's actually in my GameCube right now. I knew though that the disc was the harder part to find, other than the Game Boy Player, and I knew that if you have to have the disc to play the Game Boy Player, so I figured I'd buy this disc for $1. Later on I find a Game Boy Player someone selling without the disc, 10 bucks probably, and then I'll have a good Game Boy Player. And so I did. I bought this, and then I looked online. I bought a Game Boy Player for $10, and now I have a Game Boy Player for my GameCube, which made me really happy, as it should. As everyone knows, I'm a big fan of Half-Life, so I found Half-Life Counter-Strike on the PC. Now, I've been finding these. I know I picked up Opposing Force, and I found Half-Life Uplink, the demo. So I've almost found all of these, which makes me really happy, and I really like having them. I don't know why, even though I have them all on Steam from my Half-Life Game of the Year edition. And the last 2 things are my 2 Sega CD games. Sewer Shark, which I bought for $1. I didn't show the Game Boy Player or the Sega CD, but I have them. You know what they look like. And then Echo, The Tides of Time. This is the second Echo game and I got it for the Sega CD. I don't know if it's in here. Okay, it's in my Sega CD. But yeah, I picked up a lot of games in the last couple of months now that I have a job. So be looking forward to my other pickups videos that I'm going to do later. And I hope you guys liked it. I hope this camera looks pretty alright for you guys, and I hope the audio sounds good. So thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, share, whatever you want to do with it. I love you guys. Bye-bye.